Sit wherever.
All right, I'm gonna sit here, okay? Sit there. By all means, sit, make yourself comfortable. I can't hear, so I don't know. Make yourself comfortable. Yeah.
That's right. Make yourself comfortable. Everything will be just fine. I think it's just going to be us here tonight. I got to be honest.
I can't hear very well. I hope that everybody's gonna speak loudly.
We will. We will. Okay, we got a microphone.
I have a technical question.
Yes.
What does one do with old yarmulkes?
Give them to the synagogue.
Are you serious?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
Sure, why not?
Don't just put them out in the.
It sounds like a good idea.
That seems like it's rolling by. No,
What's that?
they won't take them now because of COVID.
I think we'll take yarmulkes.
What he said? He said he thinks he'll take yarmulkes.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
Got
you know.
so many of them. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the old black plain ones. Bring them in,
Give
them
them,
the
give them to us.
yarmulkes,
Give them to us.
let them destroy them. And let them figure it out.
Give it to us. We'll take good care of it.
Bobby Lord over. Bobby Lord over. I know. This mask, it makes money. The mask makes money. Oh, it's very hard. Glasses, oh, no. It's hard to begin with, and then with the mask, makes it even harder. The reason I'm not sitting down, if they decide I'm in the wrong seat, it's hard for me to get
There
up.
aren't that many people that you're gonna be in the wrong seat.
All right, if you say so, I'll take
I
the
say
monitor
so.
schools.
I'm the monitor. I thought people would show up.
Hey, I'm in a. Hey, how are you? Good, how are you? I'm doing well, thank you. So, upcoming Mazel Tov for your bat mitzvah.
I was surprised he made an announcement like that.
Yeah, nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Well, I couldn't do it when I was a child because I'm too old.
Mm,
Women weren't allowed, so I just had my last two grandchildren bat mitzvah, and I thought it would be my turn.
it's a nice thing. Good for you. It is,
Probably
really.
the oldest person in the synagogue to do that.
I don't know your age. I don't, I don't know most people's age, but when we had like several, we've had several people, different ages
Yeah,
recently.
my daughters are 51 and 54.
Oh, okay.
That should kind of give you an idea. But the Cantor was really thrilled when I told him I wanted to do that because I was very active in my synagogue in Chicago growing up.
Well, these
I
are
sang
people
in the
who are
chorus.
signing
I
in.
was a Cantor at youth services, believe it or not. I wanted to be a Cantor, but that was the 50s and there were no women Cantors. So
Wow.
he's been so helpful.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
He told me something about the Cantor and how wonderful it was. They made an announcement at the board meeting about my bat mitzvah Cantor.
Oh, I was not there, so I didn't hear it. What did they say?
He's not here.
What's that?
Busy.
Yeah.
I can.
I've been in the synagogue for 6 hours as a math teacher, helping straighten out the funds and everything. You guys did a great fun. It's a great fundraiser. I'm so excited.
Yep.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear us on Zoom?
The finances are great.
They are okay. So a lot of people have signed up and done what they needed to do. I'll put it down.
As a past math teacher,
can't wait.
Well, now that I'm free, now that I'm retired, I'm just trying to find something to fill my life.
That's a good thing. This is all a good thing.
So it's not working.
It wasn't packing 350 boxes was not my idea for
Oh,
life.
sorry. Yeah, but it was the boxes were great. The stuff in them, you know, that was really great.
The cookies were great. They're
I
from
haven't tried them yet.
they're from the Harrison's Bake Shop. Very good. And I love vodka, so
Yes, I
and
do
I
too.
I
That's
like
my
vodka too.
who's saying that? The Cantor?
Yeah.
Oh, Judd.
yeah, and I do
You
too.
said vodka, right? Is that
I'm
what you
gonna
said?
Yeah, I
tell you,
said
I'm
vodka.
getting ready to do
Vodka.
a
Okay,
live
that's what I thought you
broadcast
said
right now.
vodka.
I'm probably gonna do
My
a few
parents
just
were
as
born
an
in the
announcement.
Ukraine. I think I have a vodka issue.
And I see that the live control camera is up,
Does
and
the
we
camper,
just we
does the
brought it
camper
into
know that
Zoom.
there's
But
a reverberation?
do I need to stay muted that way because the sound is
Echo
going through
on
your
his
camera
voice?
system, right? Sound is going being
No, this
coded.
is just between us, I think.
No, I mean, he just said something and he was
That was
speaker.
Jeff Reed. That was Jeff.
Oh, I thought it was
So
the camper.
okay,
No,
so
I
they're
think it
not
was
here.
Jeff
So
Reed was
I'm
making sure I
talking.
wasn't
They're not.
listening.
Nobody's hearing me
I didn't know it at the
through
beginning.
live. So I have live control unmuted, but they're not hearing us through there.
We see the Cantor
Okay, thanks.
building, but
Appreciate
we
it.
haven't seen the Rabbi yet. We see the Cantor, we have not seen the Rabbi.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Can you hear us on Zoom? Can you hear me? Hello, hello. Shabbat shalom. Can you hear us on Zoom? No.
Tonight inside,
I'm on
tomorrow
with.
mornings.
What's happening? We're live on Facebook and YouTube and Zoom, but we're figuring out a sound issue on Zoom because they can't hear us just yet. Let me see if I mute everybody. You're muted. What? You're muted. No, we're supposed to be muted. Live control is unmuted. Because live control is controlling the. Okay, but you see that it says that we're muted. Yeah, no, we're supposed to be muted. Live control is unmuted. Our sound is going through them. Should I go into my office and talk to everyone, tell them what's going on? Or I'll be muted there too? No, no, I can unmute and talk to them here. No, but they won't. All right, thanks. Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you. They're working on it now. Okay. Hey, everybody on Zoom. We're going to start our service in just one moment. We are introducing our new live control camera system. So right now you're hearing me through the computer audio, but it is our hope that you're going to be able to hear us through our sound system here using our new camera system. Hi, everybody. We're taking care of that right now. So talk amongst yourselves. Talk about the gala and how excited you are to be going on Sunday night. We can hear you. You just can't hear us through the camera system. You can hear me through the computer system, which we're talking to right now. But very soon we should be able to hear through the camera. So we're trying to get the result right now.
Hi, everyone.
Good shoppers, Dina. How are you? Hi, Dina.
Hi. Hi, Nina. Hey, how are you, Dina? Good, good. Good. Are you home or in Florida? No, I'm still in Florida. I'm actually leaving on Monday. We're driving up. You're driving up, okay.
Okay.
What made you decide to drive?
Thanks.
Well, Bob bought a car down here.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
It has Florida plates on it, and that's what he wants in New York. So we're driving up. And I had always wanted to see Savannah and Charleston.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, there's apartments in town.
so we
Hey, Levon, how are you?
2 nights in each one, and then drive up to New York.
Yeah, I mean, everything's connected and the test it worked well, but I guess it's not coming through, right, on your end?
Tell me how you enjoyed those cities. I've always wanted to go there also. This was a perfect
Right, on the stream, but not on Zoom. Yeah.
You will fall in love with Savannah. When we were there, if you have an opportunity, the oldest synagogue in the country is there, and it is spectacular. We were there, my daughter was 11, and we were planning for bat mitzvah, and she said, cancel the JCC, let's bring everybody here. This is where I want my bat mitzvah.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Can you hear me? Shabbat shalom. No, I don't think so, right? Yeah. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Can you hear us? Levon, I guess they can hear me, maybe a little bit. Should I raise our volume here? All right. Shabbat shalom. Can you hear us, everybody? Can you hear the piano? It's pretty low. All right. We're on the phone with our live control camera system right now, getting it all fixed up. Levon is on the other end helping us out. You want me to boost the volume here on my end?
Dina, how are you? Good Shabbos.
That's what they're saying. Just, you know what I'm going to do? Yeah, it's just really low. I'm going to just get it. You know, I can go live. Yeah, which is why I don't want to clip anything on Zoom. I don't know why is that typical that the volume is pressed on Zoom? Let's see. Okay. Shabbat shalom. How about now?
Big echo.
So we'll just cancel the effects. All right, Levon, you think we're ready to go? Okay. All right, let's try it. All right, gonna mute everybody. All right, thanks. We're gonna start. Thank you, Levon. Take care, bye. Well, it's our first Shabbat with our live control camera system. And okay. So, of course, we are thankful to Live Control for picking up the phone right away when we called. It's our brand new camera system that we had installed a couple weeks ago. It's taken us a couple of weeks to get things going here, to get things straight, but we're excited. Hopefully the visual and audio experience will be enhanced from what we've had. Paging Rabbi Hammerman to the front. Paging Rabbi Hammerman. Appreciate everybody sticking with us. And for waiting there very patiently. Thank you, everyone. Hey, Bobby, is the rabbi in the hallway? All right, if you see him, send him in. Hinei matov u'matnaim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 How sweet it is to be together, even though we are very far apart. Shabbat shalom, dear friends. Our Shabbat service is gonna start. Rabbi Hammerman, if you can hear this, please come to the bima. Oh, we want you here in the sanctuary. There's Rabbi. Da 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 da. What's that? Where on Zoom or live stream?
Like from, I listen to my own.
Like distorted, you mean?
Yeah, scratch. I don't know if that makes
So
sense.
we're gonna turn it.
Hello, Shabbat Shalom. Does this work?
It does.
Hello? Give me a thumbs up, Jeff Levy. Hey, cool, it works. But the camera, is someone controlling this?
Yeah,
You?
yeah. No, not me. Not me.
Oh.
Live control.
Oh, all right. I can't really see me because it's blocked by the Zoom screens. All right. Shabbat Shalom to all of you at home, to all of you here in the sanctuary. We are not alone. I mean, spiritually, but also really. Glad to have you. Can't hear me. Okay. I'll be loud. I don't know if, is this?
Yeah,
It's just not that loud. Okay. All right. Shall we? We'll start on page 11. And Nicole's going to speak, so we're going to have to be able to hear. She's speaking from home.
Yai dai 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 dai, 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 lechul le'anena l'Adonai nariya. Tzul Hishenu, yai dai 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 dai, 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 yada dai 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 dai. Go to page 14. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim. Yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umlo. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umlo. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam umlo. Turn ahead now to page 20 for Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Veishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Veishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Veishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu Veishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Ki
Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. Page 21. Mizmor LeDavid Havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim Havu l'Adonai Kavod va'oz ay 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 Havu l'Adonai kevod shemo ishtachavu l'Adonai be'adrat kodesh kol Adonai al hamayim el hakavot yirim kol Adonai alay Rabi kol Adonai ba'koach ay 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 kol Adonai behadar Adonai shover arazim v'yishaver Adonai et tarzei albanon vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon v'Sirion kemo v'reimim Kol Adonai chotzev l'chvodesh Kol Adonai yachil midbar Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh Kol Adonai yechol el hayalut vayechesov ye'arot vehechalo kulo omer kavod ay 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 Adonai amaboleya shava yeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai oz le'amo yiten Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom yelai lalai lai lalai yelai lalai lai lai yanai nanai lalai lalai lai yai nai 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 yai Welcome Chadodi, page 20. Welcome Shabbat with Chadodi, page 23. Hay 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 lechadodi, hay 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 likrat kala, hay 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 penei Shabbat. Penei Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad Ishmianu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shemo l'tiferet v'litila Hay 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 lechadodi Hay 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 likrat kala Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela, likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, so ma'aseh b'machshava tchila, hay 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 lecha Adoni, hay 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 likrat kala, hay 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 Penei Shabbat, Penei Shabbat nekabela Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzei mitoch afecha Rab lach shevet beyemek abacha Vehu yachamol alayichem la Ay 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 lecha Adoni Ay 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 likrat kala Ay 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 Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Ay 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 lecha Adoni Ay 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 likrat kala Ay 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 Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat nekabela Hitna'ari me'afar kumi לבשי בגדי תפארתך עמי, על יד בן ישי בית הלחמי, קרבה אל נפשי גאלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. איי 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 לך דודי, יא לה 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 לקראת כלה, לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקלמי, בך ירסו אני עמי, בך יחסו אני עמי, ונבנתה עיר עתילה. לה 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 לך דודי, לה 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 לקראת כלה, יא לה 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 פני שבת, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו לבשי שושייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, אסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, על יד איש פן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, ופני שבת נקבלה. We'll go to the Psalm for Shabbat now that we've welcomed in a Shabbat on pages 27 and 28. Mizmor shir leyom HaShabbat. Tzadik Katama yifrach keres babanon iske shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzot Eloheinu yafrichu tzadik. Katama yifrach keres babanon iske shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzot Eloheinu yafrichu od yiruvun b'seiva desheni v'rananim yihiyu le'akir ki yashar Adonai tzuri ve'lo avlat abon. Tzadik katamar yifrach ke'erez babanon yiske shetulim bebeit Adonai bechatzot Eloheinu yafrichu. So we welcomed in Shabbat. We'll transition to the service of Ma'ariv, beginning with Baruch Hu on page 39. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai hamevorach le'olam va'ed. The first of the two blessings before the Shema, page 39. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Rabi. Amen. Avat olam et Yisrael. ואהבתך לשיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Amen. Continue now with the Shema on page 41. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובישעריך. Continue privately, page 42. Adonai Elohechem Emet. Turn to page 44 for Mi Chamocha. Mi chamocha bo'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osei fele. Malachutecha ra'uv alecha, bokeh yam lifnei Moshe, zei liadnu ve'amru. Adonai imloch leolam va'ed ונאמר כי ברא אדוני את יעקב וגאל יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Hashkivenu, a prayer for peace. Asking God to protect us with peace, to shelter us with peace, on page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Ushmor tzeitenu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom vehamidenu malkeinu lechaim. Well, if you're able to, I invite you to rise or remain standing right where you are. Page 46, the commandment to keep Shabbat holy. Ve'shamru. Ve'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם לדורותם ברית עולם לדורותם ברית עולם יתקדש ויתקדש שמי רבה ועמד יברך ידותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכונו ויומכונו וחיי דכל בית ישראל בעגלה בעגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעולם עולמיה יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודש בריחו לעילה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעולמה ואמרו Amen. Continue privately with the Ma'ariv Amidah beginning on page 47 extending through page 52. Yalla la 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 yalla yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 ose shalom bimroma hoya as shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru amen la 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 lai 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 lai. Yana lai 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 lai. Yana ya lai lai. Yana lai 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 lai. Yana lai 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 lai.
Cantor Marcos told me that you all might think I was taking the Shabbat off. I was just enjoying sitting and listening to the beautiful tefillah and to seeing all of your faces on the big screen. So I came up so you could see that I'm really here. Last Shabbat I took off. This Shabbat I'm here. We'll go to
Live
Kaddish
in
Shalem, page
person.
54.
Yid karavi grashmer rabba be'al
Amen.
ma yivrach yutev michmal chutev vechayechon v'yemechon v'chedach beit yisha b'galav izman kariv v'imru amen yishmer rabba mevorach le'olam le'olam me'ov maya yidbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitroma v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'ale v'yitalash me'legudesha berichu le'ela mikol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata v'me'alma v'imru amen titkabel etzeloton v'odon d'cho yishua karam avon divishmayim v'imru amen yesh lomar rabba min shemaya v'chem aleinu v'al kol yishua v'imru amen. Oh, say shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru.
Amen.
Amen.
So if you were with us this morning at Minyan, and I know a couple of you were, we had a beautiful introduction to where we are on the Jewish calendar today. And I mean today and not tomorrow, but I don't actually know what day it is because it's still today, or maybe it's yesterday. What am I saying? I'm saying that it actually becomes Shabbat when the sun goes down. But we started Shabbat about 20 minutes ago when we started Kabbalat Shabbat. But technically, Shabbat hasn't actually started yet. So technically, it's still Friday, according to the sun, which means today is still a special day on the Jewish calendar. And I will let our rabbinic intern, our Atidat Ami rabbinic intern, Nicole Galyubov, tell you all about it. She did that at Minyan this morning, and if you heard her this morning, you know what wonderful remarks she shared, and I asked her if she would share them again this evening, because I think it's still today. It's still Friday in some parts of where we are.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Almost. I guess not quite. And as we close today, we are closing a minor holiday known as Lag BaOmer. And so I shared this morning, and we'll share again now, some words about the very uncertain origin of this holiday. And I share these words knowing that it was not the day of celebration it was supposed to be in Israel. You may have heard that there was a great tragedy there last night and a mass celebration of Lag BaOmer, where now 45 people, it seems, were crushed to death and about 150 more injured, largely, as I understand, due to overcrowding. All these people gathered at a site that I'll describe in a little bit, where it is traditional to celebrate Lag BaOmer, and the results were tragic. But as I say, the origin of this holiday is unclear, and an easy place to start is by recalling Pesach. Pesach was the time of the barley harvest, and before the destruction of the temple, at the time of Pesach, the Israelites would bring an offering of first fruits of the harvest in an amount of an omer. That's a dry measure, also called a sheaf. The barley harvest lasted from Pesach to Shavuot, and the Israelites would count each day of the harvest period. This was a 7-week period. This counting, each day of the 7 weeks between Pesach and Shavuot, is known as the counting of the Omer. After the temple was destroyed, the practice of counting survived, even though we weren't able to make sacrifices anymore. And it took a different form. It came to have a more spiritual character. Specifically, the rabbis of the Talmud conceived of Shavuot as the holiday commemorating the giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai, and the understanding developed that the Omer period, this period from Pesach to Shavuot, was a period of spiritual growth toward receiving the Torah. It was a time of self-scrutiny and self-improvement. So if we might have thought that the high holidays are the only time of year for self-scrutiny and self-improvement, it turns out we have a 7-week stretch in the spring for much the same purpose. This counting of the Omer begins on the second night of Pesach, and we're supposed to count every night. We recite a blessing, and then we say what day of the Omer it is, and how many weeks and days that particular day represents. So, for example,
On the night that begins the 8th day of the Omer, we would say today is 8 days, which is 1 week and 1 day of the Omer. Lag BaOmer was our holiday on Friday. It is the 33rd day of the Omer, and Lag is an acronym for the number 33. So what makes the 33rd day special? This 7-week period has a quality of mourning to it. Among traditional observers, there are no weddings, no other kinds of celebrations. Some people don't get haircuts. The 33rd day of the period is supposed to be a reprieve from this mourning, an interruption to celebrate. Why is the Omer a period of mourning? There are quite a number of explanations, no one of them certain. One explanation derives from an account in the Talmud that during the Omer, 12,000 of Rabbi Akiva's students died from a plague brought upon them because they didn't treat each other with respect. We mourn, tradition says, in memory of those students. Tradition also teaches that the plague that afflicted Rabbi Akiva's students ended on Lag BaOmer, and so that day became a day of celebration. So that's one account of the origin of the holiday. Another explanation of its origin is that this story of Rabbi Akiva's students was actually just an allusion to an event that was too dangerous to discuss openly. On this account, Rabbi Akiva's students died in battle when they joined the Bar Kokhba rebellion, which was a revolt against the Romans. Lag BaOmer may have been not a day that a plague ended, but a day off from battle, or a day that a particular battle was won. A third account of the origin of the holiday is that it commemorates an important anniversary of Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai. But what that anniversary is also unclear. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai was one of Rabbi Akiva's disciples. According to one tradition, Lag BaOmer is the anniversary of his ordination by Rabbi Akiva. Another tradition that it helps explain, or that might explain the relationship between Rabbi Shimon and Lag BaOmer, is that he participated in the Bar Kokhba revolt, and he survived the rebellion, but he was forced to run from the Romans and spend some years in hiding. According to an account in the Talmud, he and his son lived for 12 years in a cave where they did nothing but study and pray. When they finally came out of the cave, Rabbi Shimon disparaged people who didn't spend their time the same way, who didn't spend all their time engaged in study and prayer. God punished Rabbi Shimon and his son for their judgment by forcing them to live an additional year in the cave. One view is that Lag BaOmer commemorates the day Rabbi Shimon emerged from the cave. Rabbi Shimon was a renowned mystic. He is credited by traditionalists, although not by modern scholars, with authorship of the Zohar, Judaism's most influential mystical text. And a third view of the connection between Rabbi Shimon and Lag BaOmer is that it commemorates his yortzeit. On Lag BaOmer in Israel, many people visit his tomb at Mount Meron, which is the site of last night's tragedy. So people gather there every year to celebrate. Hasidic Jews have the custom to bring their 3-year-old sons to the site of his tomb to have their children's haircut for the first time. Some traditional celebrations for this holiday include picnicking, lighting bonfires, and kids playing outdoors with bows and arrows, maybe to commemorate the battles of the Bar Kokhba revolt. In traditional communities where weddings have not occurred for the period up to Lag BaOmer, many couples take advantage of the reprieve that Lag BaOmer offers, and they get married on that day. And according to one 16th century commentator, it's permitted to get married from Lag BaOmer and thereafter. I said this morning, and I will say again, that I am really deeply saddened by what happened in Israel, and I pray for the comfort of the mourners there and for the swift recovery of all those who were injured, and I pray that next year it can truly be the celebration it was intended to be. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, and thank you, Nicole, for those important words. And we now have a bar mitzvah boy with us. Asher Stein is a former classmate of my kids at the LaFell School, the Schechter School. We met when it was the Schechter School, right, Asher? Asher and family during COVID made a hasty retreat to their second home up in Vermont. So we haven't seen Asher around much, but this is still their home synagogue, and he came, Asher and his parents came home. They came here to Westchester today and yesterday to be here for his bar mitzvah, which will take place tomorrow afternoon, 7:30. It's almost tomorrow night, 7:30 evening mincha havdalah service, to which, of course, you're all welcome using this very same Zoom link. So Asher is going to begin the Kiddush for us on page 55. We can stand if we'd like.
Ready?
Loud and clear, the first line.
Baruch atah Adonai.
Hello.
Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam,
Borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher krishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu, zikaro lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'achareta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol amim ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon hinchalatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
Amen. Yishar koach to Asher. Okay, you are dismissed. If you want to go back to the photography, that's fine. Yishar koach to Asher. We'll all see much more from Asher and family tomorrow afternoon, page 56, the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגאול עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נותן שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשה יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות בלבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. על כן נקווה לך אדוני אלוהינו לראות מהרה בתפארת עוזך. ככתוב בתורתך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
The Mourner's Kaddish follows now on page 58. This Shabbat, we're observing the yard sites of Robert Burak, Dr. Alfred Grant, Maurice Greif, Florence Katz, Samuel Lupatin, Beth Schwartz, Elaine Friedman, Harry Goller, Eva Lipton, Thelma Schumacher, Sarah Shevin, Herbert Weinberg, Harold Abramson, David Gold, Philip Mazuko, Stanley Nussbaum, Ann Platt, Melville Rosen, Robert Bender, Helen Berman, Jane Javich, Henry Mantle, Henry Rice, Cynthia Steinberg, Daniel Sturgis, Jane Whitehill, Max Boritzer, Joseph Nisbacher, Sylvia Miller, Benjamin Pellman, Trudy Perlman, Hyman Seifstein, Alfred Tannenbaum, Martin Tessler, Jenny Wasserstrom, Lillian Blumenfeld, Diane Cohen, Yvonne Davis, Carol Rosenshine, Jack Silverstein, Jack Zaidman, Daniel Malek, Sarah Shargell, Erwin Stern, Peggy Sturgis, Philip Zarrow, George Brown, Nina Harrison, Rita Rogowski, Bernard Siegel, and Monty Wallenstein. The mourners Kaddish Yit Gadal, V'Yit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma, Divra, Kirute, V'Yamlich Malchute, B'chayechon, Uv'yomechon, Uv'chaye, Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala, Uv'izman Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Le'olam Olmei Olmaya, Yitbarach, V'yishtabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yitale, V'yitalal, Shmei Dekudsha, Berichu, La'ela, Min Kol Birchata, V'shirata, Tushbechata, V'nechemata, Da'amiran Be'alma, V'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlomo Rabbah, Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom B'imramav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru, Amen. We'll wrap up with
Rabbi's Choice tonight.
Adon Olam on page
All right.
211.
Let's pick a different key. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Beterem Kol Yetzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, Beterem Kol Yetzir Nivra, Le'ed Nasa, V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra, Ve'acharei ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, והוא היה, והוא הווה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. אדון עולם אשר הלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להגבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, אלו העוז והמשרה, והוא עיני ורק גואלי, וצורכם לי ביצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי בנר כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו הקידוחי ותשאל ועירה, ואמרוכי גביעתי אדוני לי ולא אירא. אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. אדון עולם אשר מלך, בטרם כל יציר נברא, להינשא בחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We thank our technology assistant wherever in the world you are. I don't even know. Where is our tech help?
Probably somewhere in California.
Somewhere in California, maybe. Well, wherever you are, thank you for your help, and we'd be happy to hear feedback from our congregants as to how the experience was for you. Send us a
Feedback? That's funny.
feedback. We'd be happy to hear how it was, because we're trying something out. We know that our Friday night crew is a particularly gentle group with feedback, so we're asking you what you think. We would never ask, well, I won't tell you which group. So with that, we'll say Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you Baboker.
We may still be on
You don't know how to end it?
official live stream.
Shabbat Shalom. Lehitraot. I was just gonna ask you something about this whole setup thing, I don't remember. Some of this guy, some dude, Marcos always says some guy in his underpants in like his house in California, or
So
India.
the cameras are up there.
Can't you find someone like
And,
on Fiverr to do it for $10?
so, you know, we tested